Hi Dad and Jack, it's Kate. I'm going to show you how to set up a top rope anchor for your Red River Gorge trip next Monday. So in your care package, we will be sending you 4 locking carabiners that will look pretty much like this, 2 single length slings, single length means 60 centimeters, and your climbing rope. Okay, so when you get to the climb and you're at the top of the climb, like you walk up, and you're looking at your anchors, you should see 2 bolts with hangers on them. Sometimes these bolts will have chains attached, and sometimes they won't. But regardless of whether there are chains or there aren't, what you want to be looking at are the hangers. So, see the pictures that I'm inserting on the screen. I don't know where they're going to be, but they're going to be there. What you want to look for are the bolts with the hangers. Ignore the chains. Okay, so I have simulated a bolt and hanger situation in my apartment, so you can kind of see what it's going to look like when you get there. These are your bolts, pretend, and these are the hangers instead of carabiners, so just pretend that. Now, I'm going to show you first with 1 sling, and then what it looks like with 2 slings. So take 2 of your 4 locking carabiners and clip them through one of the slings. These locking carabiners are then going to go in through the hangers in a manner that's opposite and opposed, meaning that the gates, see these gates, are going to be facing away from each other. You want them to look like this, with the gates and their screws facing down. So the way you can remember that is screw down so you don't screw up. So when you screw the gates locked, you don't want to screw them up, you want to screw them down. So, let's see if I can make this look good here. We've got our carabiner number 1 this way, flip it upside down, see how it's facing away from the other carabiner when it goes in. There we go. Okay, see how those are opposite and opposed? Cool. So, you would then screw those down, lock them up. Then, you've got this, both points forming a V. You're going to take one of these V shapes here, twist it, put another locking carabiner through it. Okay. The reason that we do the cross, the twist in the middle, is so that the anchor is self-equalizing and also redundant, so that if one of the bolts were to fail, they won't, but if that were to happen, then when this comes out, your sling, like this won't just slide off the end of it, it'll catch and it'll hold the rope. That's not going to happen, but the name of the game is redundancy. But we want to be even more redundant, so we're going to duplicate this system by adding another sling, so that if one of your slings were to fail, you'd have a backup sling and you'd be fine. Okay. So both slings through the locking carabiners. Put the locking carabiners through the hangers. Opposite and opposed, facing away from each other. Actually, it's more important that they're down. That's actually the most important thing, is that when you lock them, they're screwing down and not up. It's not as important which way they're facing, but it's just a good habit to get into. And then, we've got these 2 slings, 2 V's, right? There's actually 4. Twist. And we're going to add another locking carabiner to the bottom here. This is where it's more important that they're opposite and opposed. So, you got this one facing down this way, so I want the other one, when I put it on, to be this way, so that they lock up like this when they swing. Okay. Okay. So that looks good. I've got my sliding X. What this is called, sliding X. Oh yeah, the other reason for twisting it is so that if your rope is pulling this direction, the anchor is still equalized one way or the other. So it's called a self-equalizing system. Okay. Then, last step You've got your top rope. I'm so glad this is just for you and Jack, Dad. Because this is really funny. Viral. I'm never going to be a YouTube video person. I don't know how they do it. This is hard. Alright, so then you've got your top rope. You've got your system all set up. You've got your bolts, hangers, locking carabiners on the top, locking carabiners on the bottom, sliding X system. Everything's redundant. You've got 2 slings, 2 carabiners at the bottom. Looks good. Okay, so you've got your rope. You basically just string out enough to reach the bottom. Toss one end down. I recommend securing the rope to you somehow before you throw it over to make sure that the whole rope doesn't slide over. It's unlikely that that'll happen, but just, something to think about. I've done it before. And then all you have to do is clip your rope through the bottom carabiners, lock them up, making sure you're screwing down so that you don't screw up. Okay. Double check your system, make sure everything's locked. Carabiners are opposite and opposed. We've got this. Look at that. Look how nice they are. Gates are facing away from each other. Everything's locked up. Okay. Oh, that one's not locked. Okay. Okay. Everything is good. And you hike back down and you start your climb. And you've got the book to show you the knots. I can send you a link to a video on belaying if you want to review that. There's some really good ones that are pretty easy to follow. So here's what the system looks like up close. I'm going to film it one more time for you, just so that you have it without me talking. So